Hello, dear students and test takers. Welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. I'm Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In today's video, I'm going to teach you about the correction of sentences in pronouns. And this is going to be the third video and the last video. Already, you know pretty well, I have uploaded 2 videos on this topic, correction of sentences in pronouns. First video, second video already uploaded, and I hope you have all watched them. If at all you have not watched them, please watch them immediately. In all my 3 videos, I have explained all the very important rules that are there in correction of sentences in pronouns, and they are going to be very helpful and useful to you all in all your competitive examinations. Therefore, I request all of you to watch this video till the end without skipping it in the middle. If at all you like it, you please consider subscribing to my channel, and if possible, please share it with your near and dear ones. Okay, thank you so much, and now let us get into the video. Rule 23 is there. Okay, you know already 22 rules were explained to you in the both in the first video and in the second video. This video is beginning with the 23rd rule. The use of a relevant relative pronoun largely depends on its antecedent. That means according to the antecedent, you have to use the relevant relative pronoun. This is very important. Relevant relative pronoun. You know very well. And for persons, you know, we use who, the relative pronoun. Who, whom, and whose. Okay. For things and animals and what is that? Animals and places, what should we use? We should use either that or which. Okay, like that I have already explained all these things to you about the use of the relative pronouns. I made 3 videos on the use of the relative pronouns. Please watch those 3 videos so that you can have a very good idea about the use of the relative pronouns. And here, according to the antecedent, you have to use the relevant relative pronoun. How? You see that. Do not forget his enthusiasm. Who brought this movement so far? Here, do not forget his enthusiasm. You see, this enthusiasm is the antecedent of this who, the relative. So, relative pronoun. So, here before this relative pronoun, what is the antecedent? Enthusiasm. What is this enthusiasm? Enthusiasm is a thing. It is not a person. Only in this who refers to the or relates to the what is that person's. But here enthusiasm is not a person. That's why this relative pronoun is wrongly used here, right? And now what should be there? Do not forget his enthusiasm. Since it is a thing, you must use which, because which is used for things, animals, and places. Okay, and who for persons only, right? And that's why who is wrongly used here, and the relevant pronoun here is used is what is that? Which, right? And you go to the next example. Do not forget. So the same sentence can also be rewritten like this. The enthusiasm, his enthusiasm is given here. You had better say the enthusiasm of him who, then you can say his enthusiasm is this antecedent is a thing, that's why which is used here, right? Okay, here enthusiasm is a thing, that's why who is not to be used here, right? But whenever you see that, you know, the enthusiasm of him, his enthusiasm means the enthusiasm of him, when you say this, you know, automatically the antecedent is a person, and that's why this who is correct. So the right sentence for this can be either this or this. Please just observe these 2 statements and you can easily understand. Okay, one more example is given here. It is her perseverance who made her successful. Here, this perseverance is the antecedent of this who. Okay, but here this who is wrongly used because perseverance is a thing. Yes, right. And what should be the right one? It is her perseverance which, okay, we have to use which made her successful. Which made her successful. So here perseverance is a thing, that's why you should not use who is wrongly used here. And what should we use to refer to the things, animals, and places? We should use only which. So in this way, you know, the relevant pronoun should be used according to the antecedent. Now go to the next rule. 24th rule is there. What is the 24th rule? The relative pronoun is sometimes wrongly omitted when it is the subject of the clause. sometimes the relative pronoun is wrongly omitted, unnecessarily omitted. How? Let us see that. Okay, he has an impudence. He has an impudence. Okay, would carry him through anything. He has an impudence, would carry him through. Here, relative pronoun is missing. Okay, some relative pronoun is to be used here. What is that? He has an impudence that would carry him through anything. Okay, impudence means impoliteness or incivility or some kind of rudeness which that would carry him through anything. So here, this relative pronoun that is missing here, and that's why it's wrong. So it is like that. And one more example, it is her innocence, will impress everybody. It is her innocence will impress. So here, this part of the sentence is getting separated because there is no proper relative pronoun used. So that's why it is her innocence that will impress everybody. So here, that is this relative pronoun is missing here, and therefore this sentence is wrong. And one more example, she did not like his arrogance, would turn everybody hostile. Because of his arrogance, everybody is turning hostile. So here, this sentence, would turn everybody hostile. It has no subject at all. Here, no subject, and that's why that means that subject should be in the form of a relative pronoun. So that is missing in all these examples. So here we have to, what should we do? That would turn everybody hostile. So in this way, so sometimes what happens, some people miss the relative pronoun in the sentence wrongly or unnecessarily, and that's why that sentence looks awkward and meaningless also. Now let's go to the next rule. Rule number 25. When the antecedent is the same, okay, the corresponding word should be as or that, but not who or which. This is a very, very important rule from your competitive examination point of view. So here, when the antecedent is the same, after that there must be either as or that, but not who or which. But in the examination, what happens? After this this antecedent, who or which is given, you have to replace these words by as or that. Okay, right. Now how? Let us see that. That is the same man. That is the same man who we called on yesterday. Here, this is who wrongly used. Whenever the antecedent, the same man, this is the antecedent. Okay, this is the antecedent. See, antecedent is the same man. Whenever the antecedent begins with the same, then it should not be who. What should be there? Either as or that. So that's why here, that is the same man, that or as we called on yesterday. It's very important in the examination, in your competitive examinations, this kind of questions will be given in order to confuse you. Right. This is the same man that we called or as we called on yesterday. So one more example. I played with the same bat which you played with yesterday. So here, which is referring to this antecedent beginning with the same. So you are referring to this bat. That is the antecedent, but it is beginning with the same bat. This is the complete antecedent. The same man is the antecedent. The same bat is the antecedent. So here, but the antecedent is beginning with the same. That's why you should not use which, the relative pronoun. What should you use? You should use either, what is that or as. You can also use as. I played with the same bat as you played with yesterday, or that you played with yesterday. So in this way, anything you can use. So this is a very important rule from your examination point of view. 26th rule is there. Pronouns of the third person plural, that is they. What is the third person plural? They. Okay. First person singular I, first person plural we, second person singular you, second person plural you, third person singular he, she, it, third person plural they and they. These are all called personal pronouns. So in my earlier video, pronoun and kinds of pronouns, I have explained all these things to you. Please watch that video if at all you have not watched that. And now you look at this rule. Pronouns of the third person plural, that is they, okay, should not be used as an antecedent to who or that. So they should not be the antecedent to who or who. That means if this they should not be an antecedent to this who or that. What should be then? Instead of that, one thing is there. I'm giving everything here on the board. Please, you can watch this video again and again and keep all these things in your mind. That's the point. In such cases, those is to be preferred instead of they. If you want to, don't say they and who, but say those and who, it's okay. Those and that, okay. But don't say this one. Instead of this they, you had better use those, okay. Here, for example, they, that. So this combination is wrong. You should never say they that are healthy have no need of a physician, okay? No need of a doctor, right? They that are healthy. But what should be? So instead of saying they, if you want to say the same thing, you had better say those that are. You had better say those, because they, cannot be related to or referred to by that, but only those. That's why those that are healthy have no need of a physician. And here, they who are hardworking are sure to get success. See here, they is there. They who, this combination is wrong. And that's why those that are hardworking are sure to get success. One more example is given here for your understanding sake. They who are honest are sure to be rewarded. Okay, here they who, this combination is not correct, but those that are honest are sure to be rewarded. So in this way, what is that? Yes, this who and that cannot relate, what is that, or refer to the pronoun they. Instead of they, you had better use those. Okay, please, this is also a very, very important rule from your examination point of view. Please keep this point in your mind. And rule 27 is there. What is that rule 27? The word same should not be used to refer to the noun mentioned in the preceding sentence. Some people use the same or same, the same, better say the same, okay. I have dropped that there, the definite article. The word the same should not be used instead of the noun mentioned in the preceding, sentence. That means the sentence that's going before. How? Let us see that. Some people use this same after you have examined these documents. After you have examined this document, please return the same to us. Return the same means here you are using the same for instead of the documents. Instead of this noun documents, you are using the words the same. So that should be avoided. You should not say that, because the same cannot be used as a pronoun for the nouns. What is that? Here you see that what should be the, after you have examined those documents, please return them. You have to say return them. Please return the same to me. Please return the same to us. Don't say like that. Please return them to us. You have to say. Right. Very important. This is also very important. Please double star marked. She used my pen but forgot to return the same to me. She used my pen, okay, but forgot to return the same. Why are you using this word same? You are using this same instead of this pen. But this kind of usage is not correct. Okay. What should you say then? She used my pen but forgot to return it. The thing is singular, that's why the thing is singular, that's why you have to use it. The thing is plural, that's why you are using them here. Plural, them, singular, it, whatever it is, but don't use the word same like that. Well, some more examples are given here. Last week, I sent her a gift. You are talking about a gift, but she bluntly refused to accept the same. See, the same is used to refer to this gift. So, instead of a noun, we should not use the words the same. Please keep this point in mind. Instead of a noun, we should not use the words same. Okay, right. What should we use? Yesterday, I sent her a gift, but she bluntly refused it. This pronoun. Instead of a noun, we should use a pronoun, but not the word same. Same cannot be used as a pronoun here. It cannot be used as a pronoun here. You have to use the relevant pronoun. Okay, accept it. Please look at this. After reading this novel, please return the same to her. You say same, the same. Don't say, use the word same, wrong. Okay, what should we say? After reading this novel, please return it, because it is a singular noun and therefore you are using it here. Please return it to her. Okay, and here, take these books and return the same to the library. Take these books. This is a plural noun. Instead of this noun, we are using same. But that is wrong. Wrong to use instead of as a pronoun. Like a pronoun, we are using same here. That's not the right thing. We should use the relevant pronoun. What is that relevant pronoun? Take these books and return them. So in this way, instead of a noun, we should not use the word same as a pronoun. 28th rule is there. When a pronoun stands for a collective noun, when a pronoun stands for a collective noun, it must be in the singular number and neuter gender. It must be in the neuter, because all collective nouns are all collective nouns are taken under neuter gender. Neuter gender means neither male or female. That is a neuter gender. Masculine gender means all male. Feminine gender means all female. But here neuter gender means neither male nor female, neither masculine gender nor feminine gender. That is called a neuter gender. Okay, here we have to use singular number and neuter gender only for a collective noun. Here the one example is given. The fleet. Fleet means a group of you can say ships in the harbor. That is called a fleet. If you go to Vizag harbor, you can find so many ships anchored in the harbor. Okay, and they are all called fleet. Fleet means a group of ships is called, what is that? A fleet. The fleet has reached its destination. Singular. Fleet is singular and therefore its is singular. Fleet has reached its destination in a week. That's correct. Okay, after a few minutes, the jury gave its verdict. Its verdict. Jury means what is that? A panel of members assigned to decide something. Okay, assigned the duty to decide something. The jury is singular and it's, that's why so if after a few minutes the jury gave its verdict. Verdict means judgment. Okay, I'm not talking about the meanings and all that. So here we are concerned only with grammar, right? It's a verdict. That's okay. And now in this should be there. Singular. All collective nouns are singular. Therefore, singular pronoun must be used after them. Fleet singular, fleet singular pronoun. Jury singular, what is that? Singular pronoun is used. Okay, that's it. In the same way, in other things also, the same rule should be applied. The Ukrainian army has suffered terrible privations. The Ukrainian army has suffered terrible privations. Privations means what's a lack of food, lack of water, lack of sleep, lack of everything. That's called privations. What are required for existence? For living, what do you require? You require so many things. All these things are deprived. Okay, so they are called terrible privations, and in their fight against Russia. So here, Ukrainian army is there. Army. What is this army? Army is a collective noun. So, but here there is used. I should have colored it, but I have forgotten to color it. Please. Okay, army, is a collective noun. So for this we have to use its, but here there is used. It's wrong. Okay, what should be the right one? The Ukrainian army has suffered terrible privation in its fight. In its fight, not in their fight, but in its fight. Okay, because army is singular pronoun. Okay, right. Okay, the crew of the ship. Crew is also. Crew means the members working on a ship on the flight. That is called crew. Okay, so the crew of the ship, that means the workers in the ship the crew of the ship has mutinied against their officers. Mutinied means rebelled against their officers. They refused to accept their authority. Mutiny means refuse to accept somebody's authority. That's called mutiny. Revolt, rebel, something like that. So mutinied against their officers, right? So here this crew is a collective noun, but here plural pronoun is used there. So what should be the right one? The crew of the ship has mutinied against its officers. So all collective nouns are singular. Point clear? After these singular what's the collective nouns, we should use only the singular pronouns, but not plural pronouns like this. In the examination, a plural pronoun is given like this. You have to correct it like this, right? Some more examples are given here. The jury has given their verdict. Already I have told you that this jury is, what is that? A collective noun. The jury has given their verdict. Wrong. What should we say? The jury has given its verdict. Okay, this point, One more example. The committee is reconsidering their decision. Committee means a group of members. Welfare committee or some committee will be there. Okay, the committee is reconsidering their decision. Wrong. What should we say? The committee. It's a collective noun. So what should we use? Singular. Collective nouns are singular, therefore singular pronoun must be used. This is there. So these two examples are given here. Now let's go to the next rule. Rule 29. But when a collective noun conveys the idea of separate individuals, very important, this 28th and 29th rules are very, very important. If you take the collective nouns as a single unit, it becomes singular, and after that a singular pronoun must be used. That's the rule. If you think of a collective noun of its members separately, the pronoun standing for it must be the plural number. If you think of the collective nouns to be singular, you must use a singular pronoun after it. If you think of the collective nouns to be plural, you must use a plural pronoun after them. So the jury were, here you are considering this what is that, collective noun as a plural one, because you are referring to the members of this jury. If you refer to only the group, then there should have been was, the jury was, you should have said. But you are referring to the members in that group, then that's why the jury were. The jury were divided. But here singular pronoun is used. Here the jury were. That's why you should use the plural pronoun. Divided in their opinion. Right. The Ukrainian army, you know very well, it's a singular one. But when you talk of the members of that army, soldiers of that army, officials of the army, when you think of that, then you say have. Otherwise you say the army has. You are considering this collective noun, this army, as a plural word. The army have suffered terrible privations in its fight. You should not say in its fight. What should you do then? The Ukrainian army have suffered terrible privations in their fight. So please keep these 28th rule and 29th rule side by side and try to understand the main thing. Okay, right. And you go to the next one. The fleet. Now the fleet means a group of ships. Okay, but fleet, if it is actually, fleet is a countable, what is that, collective noun. So it is what, a singular, it becomes singular. But when you think of the individual, what is that, ships of that fleet, then it becomes a plural one. Then we use the plural verb after that. The fleet have. Otherwise you should have said the fleet has. So here the fleet have means whenever you see this verb, you must immediately think the speaker of the sentence is referring to the individual ships of that fleet. Okay, the fleet have reached its destination. Wrong. When the fleet is considered taken as a plural one, then the singular pronoun should not be used. What should we use? The fleet have considered their destination in a week. Okay, and one more example is given here. The committee are quarreling for its seats. So committee means it's a, what is that, collective noun, singular. But here if it is a singular one, committee, when it is singular, there must be is. Okay, the committee is, you should say. But when you are thinking of the members of the committee, not as a committee as a whole, then it becomes plural, and automatically you have to use the plural verb, and here plural pronoun must be used, but here singular one is used, and that's why this is wrong and this is right. So in this way, only one point you have to understand. What is that? When we think of the collective nouns as singular, okay, we have to use only the singular verb after that and singular pronoun after that. Singular verb and singular pronoun. Clear? Rule is clear. But when we think of the individual members of that group or that collective noun, then they become plural, and automatically we have to use plural verb and plural pronouns after them. Okay, please keep these two rules in your mind and you can easily understand that. Rule number 30. Okay, good manners require that we should mention the second person first, the third person next, and the first person last. in a given sentence. See here, this is also a very important rule from the examination point of view. What is that? Okay, and good manners require that you should mention the second person first. Whenever you are talking about the people, you must refer to the second person first. Okay, then the third person, then the first person. That means about yourself. Okay, first you should talk about, refer to the address the second person, then the third person, then yourself, because that is good manners. In the about these persons, very well. First person means one who speaks is called the first person. One who is spoken to is called the second person. One who is spoken about is called the third person. Very well. Yes, right. And here first, that should be order. Second person, then third person, then first person. This should be the order. And in the examination, as against this order, they will give the sentences. How? It's like that. Order is also the second person, third person, first person. And here you see, I, he, and you are selected for seminar. I, first of all, he and I. This is not the order. What should be the order? First, you must mention who, you, second person, then third person. If at all there is third person, you should mention. Then I. Yourself, you should mention about yourself last. That is good manners, right? And you, he, and I are selected for. So very interesting, very easy. I and you here were good neighbors. Okay, and it is not there. I and you and I, because always you must mention the second person first. That's very important. Next, third person, if at all there is third person. Okay, otherwise next, last, yourself. Okay, you and I were good neighbors, and I and he are classmates. Again, this is a mistake. And what should you say? He and I are classmates. One more example. She and you were colleagues. Here you have to take the second person first. What is the second person? You. And what is that? She. That should be the right one, right? You and she, okay, were colleagues. So this is the good manners. Okay. Rule 31. When there is something pleasant or positive to convey, the order of personal pronouns should be as given below. What is that? Yes, like that. Third person, you have to mention the first. Whenever you are mentioning some pleasant news, some pleasant information or positive information, then this order must be there. Generally speaking, first you should mention the second person, then the third person, then the first person. That is quite general. Okay. Generally speaking, that should be the order, right? But whenever you are expressing some pleasant news or some pleasant information or positive information, then the order of the persons to be mentioned must be like this. First of all, you have to mention the third person, then the second person. Okay, sometimes you can interchange these persons. Second person first, third person next, other way. Second and third persons are interchangeable. These two can be interchangeable, but last person, you should mention about yourself lastly. That is very important. Third person, second person, first person. What's it? I, you, and he have been chosen to lead the delegation next week. So here, leading delegation means it's some positive news. That's why it's some pleasant news for you and for everybody. So I, you, and he. Okay, I, you, and he. You should not say. What should you say then? He, you, and I. You can also say you, he, and I. That also you can say, because these two are interchangeable, and that is that depends largely on the writer's preference. You, he, I, that is correct. He, you, I, that is also correct. Okay, and one more example is given here. I, you, and she have been shortlisted for promotion. Getting promotion is not a piece of bad news. Okay, it is a piece of pleasant news, and that's why this is good news. That's why what should you say? You, she, and I, or she, you, and I, whatever may be the order here. That depends on the writer's preference or speaker's preference or speaker's priority. Okay, here are given some more examples for your understanding sake. So one more example. I, she, and you have been promoted to manager position. So this is good news actually. Okay, that's why what should be the order here? She, you, and I. You can also say you, she, and I. This order is also okayed. Okay, according to the speaker's preference, speaker's priority. Okay, you go to the next one. I, you, and they are selected for a trip to Europe. Good news. Okay, pleasant news. You, they, and I. So here, you is the second person. They is the third person. Third person plural. Always, you are talking about third person singular. She is, he, she, it are third person singular. They is third person plural. And here, you, they, and I are selected for a trip to Europe. So in this way, what is that? Whenever you want to convey some pleasant news or some positive news or information, the order of the persons to be mentioned must be, first of all, what is that? Second person you have to mention, then the third person, and the first person should always be mentioned at the end. Rule 32 is there. If there is something unpleasant and negative to be conveyed, the sequence should be given as below. So when there is something negative, something unpleasant, something bad, then the order must be like this. First person you have to mention first, second person next, third person next, and these last two are interchangeable. Okay, so this should be the order. Very important. And now we'll give you, he, you, and I were caught red-handed cheating the people. So it's some bad news. Okay, he, you, and I were caught red-handed, but that is not the right order of the persons. Okay, what is that? I, bad. If it is bad news, first you have to mention about yourself. I, you, and he. This is the order. And you can also reverse this. I, he, and you. That also you can say. I, he, and you. This also you can say. But here I have mentioned caught it. And you see, you, she, and I have been suspended for negligence of duty. So suspending for negligence of duty means it's bad. Okay, unpleasant news or negative news. Okay, and what should be the right one here? What's it? I, you, and she have been suspended for negligence of duty. One more example is given here. What is that? They, you, and we are fined for not wearing helmets. They, you, and we are. So what is the first person in these? First person plural. What is that? We, they, and you. Okay, like that. So this should be the order. Okay. See, please remember the order of personal pronouns to be mentioned when you speak to others. Okay. When you are conveying some good news, the order must be something different. And when you convey some bad news or unpleasant news or negative news to somebody, you must, the order of persons to be mentioned must be different. So please keep these 30, 31st, 32nd, these three rules are very, very important. 33rd rule is there. A. What is that? When the pronouns of the second person and the third person's, first person, sorry, the second person and the first person pronouns joined by and, they follow only the first person plural possessive pronoun. That is our. Very, very important. Please, what is that? 30, rule number 33, A, B, C. Okay, I have mentioned like that. Please follow them scrupulously. Very, very interesting rule this is, and if you are thorough in these rules, and you are damn sure to get success in your competitive examinations. Okay, follow the first person plural possessive pronoun, our, but not the second person plural, your. Okay, how? Let us see that. Okay, now, and here second person and first person pronouns are joined by and. Whenever these two persons are joined by and, what is that? There should not be used your. Second person plural should not be used here, but only the first person plural possessive pronoun only you have to. You and I have to look after your home, not like that. So you have to say, you and I have to look after our home. So you and we, second person and first person, right? But here your is used. Never followed by your, but always followed by our. 33b. When the second or third person plus first person pronouns are joined by and, they follow only the first person pronoun plural, that is our, and not the second person your. That means when you join second person and third person and first person, when you join these three persons with and, you should not use your after them, but you should use only our. Okay, how? That is that. You, he, and I. Here you have joined these three persons. When this is the order, there should not be your. Okay, but what should we use? You, he, and I have not forgotten our. She and I. Okay, two persons are mentioned, of course. Have not done your homework, wrong. She and I have not forgotten our homework. So very important. One more example. You, she, and I have not done your homework. Again, homework. But here, you, she, and I have not done our homework. So in this way, when you join, what is that? Second person, third person, and first person. What is that? There should not be used the second person possessive case pronoun. Okay, this is the your is the second person possessive case pronoun, and but we should use only the first person plural possessive case. This is first person plural possessive case. Okay, this should be used, but not the second person. What is that? Plural possessive case should not be used. 33C. When the pronouns of the second person and the third person are joined by and, they follow only the second person. What is that? Possessive case pronoun, but not the third person possessive case pronoun. So when you join second person and what is that? Yes, third person. What is that? Third person. What is that? Now there must be used your, but not their. Your is second person possessive case pronoun. Their is third person plural possessive case pronoun. Third person plural possessive case. So please keep this in mind. And now let's see some examples. Okay, what are they? And you and Hari. So you second person, Hari third person. This order is okay. When this is the order, you should not use their after. And here is this: you and Hari have done your duty. And one more example: you and she are waiting for their bus. You and she are waiting for the bus. Wrong. You have to say you and Hari are waiting for your bus. So this is very important, very easy, very interesting. 34th rule is there. An apostrophe is never used with the possessive case pronouns ours, yours, hers, its, and theirs. Okay, you know very well. These are called possessive case pronouns. See here, let me tell you one important thing. Okay, my, mine. From I, these two possessive case pronouns are derived. Our, ours. From we, our, ours. From you, your, yours. Okay. From he, his. What is that? His. From she, her, hers. Okay. From them, from it. Let me say it. From it, its. Okay. From they, their, theirs. Okay, please keep these things. I have already dealt with them in that in my video, pronoun and kinds of pronouns, very elaborate, very clearly. So but here also I am telling you the same thing. Please listen to, these are all personal pronouns. Okay, they are said to be the subjective case pronouns or the nominative case pronouns. Okay, done. And here from these pronouns, these are the possessive case pronouns. What is that? Possessive case pronouns, right? And of these possessive case pronouns, there are two varieties: my, mine, our, ours, your, yours, his, her, hers, its, their. See, these are used with a noun, and therefore they are called possessive adjectives. They are always used with a noun, therefore they are called possessive adjectives, right? Okay, and these are never used with what is that? A noun, and therefore they are called possessive case pronouns. They are possessive case pronouns, they are possessive case adjectives. And here we are talking about these things, and if you have observed them, and ours is by birth is ours. You are not ours. Yes is added by birth. You are not adding to that word. And yours by birth, yours, yes is there. His by birth, yes. In all these words, yes is there by birth, and you are not adding any yes to them. And that's why that's why you should not use any apostrophe after them. Here some people say ours, they say ours they say yours, apostrophe they use. This is called apostrophe. Don't use an apostrophe in these possessive case pronouns. Okay, right. Now you have understood that one. Now I'll give you the examples. It's of course, it's most of the students make a mistake of writing this. It's when you write it's it's a possessive case pronoun. But whenever you say apostrophe s, then it means it is. The short form of it is its. The possessive case pronoun is its. See the difference? Without apostrophe, with apostrophe. With apostrophe means it is. That means with apostrophe, without apostrophe means no, it is a possessive case pronoun. So here people are getting confused only here. It's, but the pronunciation is the same. It's, but here when you use this apostrophe, that means it is. When you don't use it, it is a possessive case pronoun. The car stopped as one of its tires. Its tires. Its tires means the tires of that car. Possessive case pronoun is used, but here you should not use apostrophe. The car stopped as one of its tires was punctured. I know that the scooty is yours. See, apostrophe s is used wrongly. So, but what should you say? I know that the scooty is yours. And these mango orchards are ours. That's bad. That's broken English. And this is the spoken English. The mango orchards are ours, right? And here, sometimes, you know, in the after writing the letter, some people say yours sincerely. They use apostrophe s also. That's very bad. You should not say apostrophe s. You should say yours. That's itself. So this is also an important one. Rule number 35. The pronouns this and that use it to point out, demonstrate a person or place or thing, they are called them. You know that very well about the demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrate means to point out. The word itself means demonstrate means to point out. This, when it is near, this is my book, this is my scooty, this is my mobile. This, when it is away from you, then that is my scooty, that is my house, that is our college, that is our hospital, that, you know, this, that, these, those, such. These 5 words are called demonstrative pronouns, and this point also I have made it clear in my video, pronoun and kinds of pronouns. Please watch that very clearly. Okay. What is that? This and that are used for singular nouns. Okay. These and those are used for plural nouns. It's simple. This book you say, but you don't say these book. Book is one. When the book is one, okay, you don't say these book. These book you don't say. If it is one, one. This singular, this book is also singular. If it is plural, these books. Plural, plural pronoun, plural nouns. Singular pronoun, singular noun. That is common. You know that very well. There is nothing difficult in this. Okay. And now let's see the examples here. What is that? The people of Bangladesh are poorer than that of Nepal. You are talking about people of Bangladesh, but here that of is used. The people of Bangladesh are poorer than that of Nepal. Then what should you say? Since it is plural, what should those of Nepal? The people of Bangladesh are poorer than those of Nepal. You go to the next one. What is that? You know, the mountains of India are older than that of USA. The mountains of India. So plural. So, but here singular pronoun is used, that of USA. No, you should not say that. The mountains of India are older than those of USA. It's like that. And good. One more thing. The climate of India is better than those of Africa. So here we are talking about climate. Climate is singular, but here plural pronoun is used. Those of Africa. Bad. So that's why you have to read it, you know, in the examination. Especially these questions are given in the spotting errors. Okay, you have to choose that part of the sentence as incorrect or wrong. Okay, and here you see that the climate of India is better than that of Africa. That's it. So please follow this one also. This is very important. And right, let's go to the last rule. Rule number 36 is that these and those should not be used before kind of, sort of, or type of. Okay, so you should not use these and those before kind of. Okay, let me write here to make you understand this one. Kind of, sort of, type of. Okay, type of. These are, before them you should not use these or those. You can use, what is that? What should you use then? This or that. Okay, this or that only you have to use before them, but not these or those. And how we have to use, how we should not use, let us see the in the examples. Okay, see, these kind of cameras are costly. So these kind you should not say. These kind you should not say. If you at all you want to say these kinds, you can say, because these is plural but singular noun is there. That's why this is not matching, and that's why this is incorrect. This combination is incorrect. These kind, no, these kinds of cameras are costly. Or you can also say this kind of camera, you can say. You can say either this one or this one. Easy. Okay, you go to the next example, last example. Those sort of people are trustworthy. See, those sort of. Here, those is plural, sort is singular. That's why these two words are not in agreement with each other. This combination is not correct. Then what should we say? Those sorts of people are trustworthy. You can also say that sort of people. Okay, dear students and test takers, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, if at all you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, and if possible, please share this video with your near and dear ones. And I once again request all of you to watch all the 3 videos made on the correction of sentences in pronouns. They are very, very, very important from all your competitive examinations point of view. And with another beautiful video, I'll back to you. And until then, bye. See all of you. Bye.